Stocks get off to a soft start to the week ahead of the US inflation data and earnings season. Realty gains while FMCG as well as healthcare drag today. Godrej consumer dips as currency depreciation hits the sales. Lower prices hurt Marico and Adani Wilmart, but also Titan clocks in healthy growth even as emerging businesses disappoint, and Nykaa posts a 20% net sales growth. Leadership uncertainty hurts Federal Bank after RBI calls for CEO candidate options instead of extending the incumbent's term, while a quarter-on-quarter decline in deposits hurts Bank of Baroda. Nearly 17,000 crore rupees of inflows into the equity mutual funds in December, with around 6,000 crore rupees mobilized via the NFOs. Small cap funds continue to see a deluge of money, while large cap funds see marginal outflows. SIP contributions rise to a fresh all-time high, and the industry ends 2023 on a strong note, crossing 50 lakh crore rupees in total assets under management. Sources say the government is contemplating additional support measures for farmers, the poor, the youth and the women in the interim budget. The Prime Minister Kisan scheme allocation may be hiked to 8,000 crore rupees, while that for the free ration scheme is also likely to be raised by the government. Hello and welcome. You've tuned into Business Lunch. I'm Nisha Podar and Pavitra Parekh will be joining in a bit. And let's take a look at the market. Well, after opening above 21,700 levels today, market has gone soft and there is extreme weakness that is seen around lunch hour at this point. 0.6% down on Nifty 50 has lost over 130 points. When we talk about Sensex, that too closing in on 450 points loss at the moment. Bank Nifty is a larger underperformer compared to the key indices by a slight margin, 0.8% down. Some of the big banking heavyweights are really not really contributing to the market and showing weakness, or in fact leading the charge for the weakness in the market. And mid caps, which remember have shown resilience in many of the weekdays in the market today, are really letting go of that resilience, and in line with the key indices, it is also down in trade, 0.8%. So advance decline ratio, no guesses there, but still neck and neck, both advances as well as declines. And on my screen, what's still holding strong is ONGC from the PSU basket, HCL Tech from the tech sector, and Adani Ports is also doing well. But some of the big boys like Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, they all have been underperformer in the trade today, and therefore putting pressure on the markets and no let-up seen, at least as of now. Let's talk about the mutual fund flows for the year gone by and also what is the view coming in for future. So the flows in the equity mutual funds, that remains robust in the month of December 2023. It rose by 9.5% over the previous month that we saw. And the mutual fund industry has also ended 2023 on a strong note, crossing 50 lakh crore rupees in the total assets under management. In fact, Pavitra is right here standing by the wall with a fine print into the mutual fund data for December 2023. Pavitra.
Well, thanks a lot for that. Yes, the inflows into the mutual fund industry have been pretty good for the month of December. Like you can see, it's coming in almost 17,000 crores. What I do want to point out is that a large chunk of this, around 6,000 crores, was mobilized via NFOs. I'm talking about just the equity part here. We had 4 big sectoral NFOs come out, which have really sort of helped this move that you've seen on the equity side. So 6,321 crores via NFOs. If you look at the NFO number for November, it was under 2,000 crores. So it shows you the kind of jump that there's been. Let's now talk about the split in terms of the market cap. Large cap funds continue to see an outflow. Last time there was a bit of an inflow coming in. Right now there's around 300 crores which moved out of this pocket. So, for all of the talk of the fact that large caps are likely to be better, investors are still not putting in that much money into this space. Mid-cap inflows also almost halved, right? So it came in at around 1,300 crores versus, like you can see, almost 2,700 crores last month. But where the money continues to pour in is the small cap funds. There is just no stopping that space. So you had over 3,800 crores which moved into the small cap funds this month as well. A lot of focus on that space. So that is how the equity part looked. But let me also move on to debt and show you what that looked like. There was a big outflow this time around for the debt fund. 0.75 lakh crores moved out. And what is really interesting to me is the hybrid funds, because we've been seeing a pickup over there. Last month also did very well, and this month as well, you have over 15,000 crores which moved in to the hybrid funds. Big chunk of this came in via arbitrage funds, over 10,000 crores via arbitrage, and the next pocket which contributed a big chunk of this was the balanced advantage categories. I just want to pull up that chart so you can see, just look at that. It's over 4,000 crores for December, and this is what it's been in the 3 months prior. So huge jump coming into arbitrage funds as well, into balanced advantage funds as well. Finally, to just end with the SIP contribution, once again at a record high, we've all been talking about this, 17,600 crores thereabouts for the SIP contribution, and the MF Industries total assets under management have also crossed 50 lakh crores for all of 2023. This is the figure for December. So Nisha, all in all, it's a good showing.
That's right. It looks like a good year when we talk about the mutual fund industry, and the markets have also rewarded the investors bountifully in the last year gone by. In fact, let's now take care of one of the sectors which is really buzzing in trade today, and there's a lot of news flow coming on the business updates coming in. So Godrej Consumer Products, take a look at that particular counter. Downward buzz, 4.5% down in trade at the moment. When we talk about other sectors, companies, there is Marico, which is down over 4% in trade. And all this is coming in after the business updates coming in for these companies. Both slump in trade post their Q3 business updates. And what are the details of the business updates which the investors are not liking at this point? Mangala Malu is right here with all the details. Tell us, Mangala.
Well, two things. One, that consumer sentiment has just seen a mild improvement over the second quarter levels, and this is a bit of a disappointment, largely because most on the street were hoping for a bigger growth in or bigger revival in growth, given it was festive season, post monsoons, etc. as well. So that is one. Secondly, for both Marico as well as Godrej Consumer, the third quarter revenues on a reported basis will be in the negative as compared to last year same time, and which is something that has the street spooked as well, though for entirely different reasons. So case in point, something like a Marico, they've said that their volume growth will be in low single digits, and the revenue decline will largely be on account of the decline that we've seen in the prices of raw materials, and those prices have been passed on to consumers itself. There has been low single digit growth in the parachute business. Saffola business has seen a bit of a problem with regards to a high base. At the same time, sentiment in trade was weak as well. Value-added hair growth also, hair oil business also saw moderate growth, and as a result of which the overall portfolio hasn't done too well. The parts of the portfolio of Marico which have done well are both foods and premium personal care, but those have largely been in the price, notwithstanding the growth that the street is anticipating in gross margins and EBITDA margins. It's the top line weakness that has them spooked on Marico. For Godrej Consumer as well, they've spoken about mid-single digit volume growth on an organic basis. India is doing well for them, so they expect Indian overall reported volumes to grow about double digit as well, and this includes the acquisition of Park Avenue. Importantly, Indonesia, the other geographies of the company are doing well too. Why is it then still that the revenues will decline? That's largely because of a forex related element. There has been a massive depreciation in the currencies of LATAM and some African areas, as a result of which the reported revenues will be in the negative, notwithstanding the positive volume growth that the company will report.
All right, Mangalam, thanks a lot for getting us the details on both of these. But with that, it is time for a short break. As we do that, we know the union budget is less than 30 days away. So what is your wish list from the finance minister? We present to you the CNBC-TV18 budget ballot box coming to a hot spot near Welcome back. You're still tuned into Business Lunch. Now, ahead of the interim budget in February, we learned from sources that the government is likely to make changes in certain schemes for women, youth and farmers. So, Parikshit is here with some details. Parikshit, what are you picking up on this?
The PM Kisan Samman Nidhi was the big announcement of the interim budget in 2019 that was announced by Piyush Goyal. And we now believe that the 6,000 rupees allocation per farmer that was announced in 2019 could be increased in the vote on account that will come on the 1st of February this year. There is a proposal to somehow increase this allocation from 6,000 rupees per farmer to 8,000 or 10,000. But a final decision is yet to be taken. Similarly, when it comes to the PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, now this has been another flagship scheme of the Narendra Modi government. The government is considering expanding it or even increasing allocation under this. In the run-up to the vote on account, the Prime Minister has laid a lot of emphasis on 4 groups, namely the poor, the farmers, the women and the youth. And we believe that the vote on account could have measures to support these groups in a big way for the future. MSMEs has been a big focus of the Indian government and different ministries as well. And we believe that there could be another support scheme, a financial support scheme for MSMEs. Whether it happens in the vote on account or outside that is something we need to wait and watch. But all these proposals are under consideration. A final decision is awaited.
All right. Thanks, Parikshit, for all those details. So it's the run-up to the budget and all those expectations building in. Now, the Directorate General of GST Intelligence has conducted a detailed analysis on the GST evasion, which details the sectors, the number of cases and also the quantum of evasion so far. An important one at that, and Timsi Jaipuri, our colleague, is right here with details of this report. Tell us, Timsi.
Well, that's right. What sources have told CNBC-TV18 that Finance Ministry has conducted a detailed analysis of key areas of maximum GST evasion. DGGI, the nodal body to detect GST evasion, has submitted its report to Finance Ministry. And according to the analysis, in goods, iron and steel products, followed by pan masala, gutka and chewing tobacco, automobile parts, copper and copper articles are the top 4 areas where government has seen maximum evasion in FY23. Similarly, on services side, works contract services followed by construction services, royalty services provided by government like allotment of mines, spectrum, banking and other financial services, and manpower recruitment and security services are the top 5 areas in services where maximum GST evasion was detected in FY23. If we see the breakup, 594 cases of evasion worth 4,491 crores were detected in iron and steel, 107 cases worth 2,866 crores in pan masala, gutka and chewing tobacco sector, 22 cases worth 460 crores were detected in automobile parts. On services side, 488 cases worth 3,146 crores of evasion were detected in works contract services, 183 cases worth 820 crores in construction services, and 70 cases worth 805 crores in royalty services provided by government. To be seen now is what are the measures that the government ensures to see that these evasion areas are plugged. GST Council will have to take a view. Let's see what happens finally. Back to you.
All right, Timsi, thanks a lot for that. But moving on now, here's a very interesting conversation. Hyundai India is betting big on the Indian market and is scaling up its 20,000 crore rupee investment in Tamil Nadu with an additional 6,000 crore rupees as it shifts focus on producing environmentally friendly vehicles. So speaking to Jude Saneth on the sidelines of the Tamil Nadu Global Investor Meet, Puneet Anand of Hyundai Motor India also said that they would have a total capacity of 1 million units. This is by 2025. So listen into a slice of that conversation.
Just a year back in 2022, we had actually announced the investment of 20,000 crore over a period of 10 years. But when we look at the state of Tamil Nadu and we look at the productivity and also the future thought of the Honorable Chief Minister and also of the government, we feel that there is a huge more potential. And that's why today on the sidelines of Tamil Nadu Global Investor Meet, we announced additional 6,000 crore investment over and above the 20,000 crore which we invested last year.
But just to understand that 6,000 crore additional investment that you're talking about, will it be a continuation of the EV facilities or capabilities that you invested in when you made the 20,000 crore rupee investment? Can you please explain how that both pans out?
So it's a very good question. As I said, it's an additional 6,000 crore. So you can say that what we announced last year was not 20,000, but I would say it's 26,000 crore now. Now this 26,000 crore will go towards the expansion of our existing products in terms of product line, new EV setup. Also, we will be looking at new plant and machinery. We'll also be looking at upgrading the existing product and their powertrain and introducing new products and powertrain both in ICE as well as in the EV form. And that's where after the Kona, which was in 2019, the Ioniq in 2023, be ready for a new spectacular EV, which will again come from Hyundai, and it will be coming from Tamil Nadu only.
26,000 crore rupees, the total investment in EVs and hydrogen as well, in new age technology. I just want to know though, before I end, insofar as manufacturing footprint at Sri Perumbudur or Irungattakote is concerned, to expand into new product lines, into new production lines as well, what's the space like? Do you have capacities left, unused? Can you expand within, or will you be forced to look beyond?
So I think very good question. If you remember, last year only our capacity was close to 775,000. We added another 50,000 capacity. We are already at 825,000. But we have the availability of by 850,000 the plant in Sriperumbudur can produce. That's the kind of I would say smart factory operations which we are looking at. But having said that, I'll also be very honest to share with you that we have also decided and we have announced also that we'll be acquiring a third plant which is in Maharashtra, the Talegaon area. So that plant has an installed capacity to begin with will be almost 1.3 lakh, which can be easily scaled to up to 2 lakh or 2.5 lakh also. So that within 17 months we are planning to start the operation by end of 2025. So it means by end of 2025, if I put together our Perumbudur and our Maharashtra, I'm talking of 1 million units by 2025.
And a separate investment for that plant outside of this?
Separate investment. Okay. That has got nothing to do with this 26,000 crore.
All right, steering away from the automotive sector, let's slip into a short breather on Business Lunch. But when we come back, we'll get you the latest on the ongoing shipping concerns in the Red Sea. Stay tuned for that. Welcome back. You're watching Business Lunch. A quick look at the market, and status quo remains on the weakness, and markets continue to be under pressure. 0.6% down on Nifty 50. Bank Nifty really taking the lead in terms of the weakness in the market. But some of the counters have really gained in the last half an hour of trade, and some of them are from the PSU basket. So on my screens, NTPC, BPCL, even Power Grid, ONGC are some of the counters which have seen some buying in the last half an hour of trade. All right, let's take it straight to some global news developments for the day and updates on the Red Sea conflict and Houthi rebels. They continue to attack the commercial ships in the Red Sea as Israel-Hamas conflict threatens to escalate further. Now, shipping giant Maersk has already said that it will divert all the vessels away from the Red Sea for the foreseeable future because of the conflict, and warning customers of the disruptions. Meanwhile, India's Navy said that its commandos have rescued all the crew members from a Liberian-flagged merchant vessel after its attempted hijack in the Arabian Sea, and that it had not found any pirates on board. So that's the latest coming in on this conflict.
All right. In fact, earlier on this, we also spoke to the Executive Director of the Container Shipping Lines Association, Sunil K. Vaswani, and he says that U.S. shipping and container freight rates have seen a rise of 70% due to the attacks in the Red Sea. So listen in to some of those comments.
So the rates to the U.S. Have gone up by about 70%. So to the US, they have already gone up by about 70%. To Europe, I'm afraid the rates have increased more. You know, they're more than doubled. In fact, almost tripled to Europe.
All right, so that's the brewing conflict and the overall impact that we are seeing. Now let's shift focus to the world of entertainment and to the world of also the Golden Globe. Oppenheimer and Succession dominate the Golden Globe Awards for 2024, with Oppenheimer bagging the award for Best Drama Film and Best Original Score. Cillian Murphy also won the award for the Best Actor in the drama category, while Christopher Nolan won the award for Best Director. Succession was awarded the Best TV Drama Series, and Succession actor Sarah Snook and Kieran Culkin also won the Globes for the Best Actors in the TV Series Drama category, amongst the others. So those are the winners coming in from Golden Globe. Highly watched, of huge interest. And Pavitra, Succession by far is really one of my favorite series, also from the business point of view, how to track M&A as well as Succession. It had a lot of matter.
I can imagine that you would love this one, Nisha. And also no surprises, right, that it won. It was highly regarded.
And very well acted as well.
Oh, absolutely. So that is the latest coming in from the Golden Globes. But we're going to wind down on that very happy note. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We have Mid Cap Radar on the other side.